Why is everyone so satisfied and complacent? Good morning. Welcome to a early edition of the Cohn phone. I'll be out here for the next hour. I'll be taking your calls. The link is in the description and the chat box. Before I take your calls, I want to address the 49ers directly. Maybe you guys feel the same way I do. I'm not a Niner fan, but I feel like I'm more invested. Maybe that's the wrong word. I'm more annoyed, frustrated with this offseason than most fans and most analysts. I feel like everyone has sort of bought into the 49ers story, or maybe it's the owner story. Jed, I'm talking to you. You decided this year that the 49ers your team needed to get younger and cheaper. I mean, I understand you and your parents spent a lot of money on some players who weren't really good the last few years, Javon Hargrave, Devondre Campbell. I understand the desire to want to get younger and cheaper, but this is not the year to do that, Jed. And you know that. I think you know that. I think John Lynch knows it. John, I think you know it. Kyle, I think you know it. The way it was portrayed to us, Jed and his parents made a decision that this was the year to take on the dead cap, to spend a little less on outside free agents, to get the books back in order. And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan had no choice but to go along with this. That's how John said it. He was informed, and then he informed Kyle, who was really upset and had a tough time breathing until the draft when they actually got starting defensive linemen after releasing 3 starters on their D-line. So I guess I understand who made the decision and what their motivation was, but it was the wrong decision, and there's still time to course correct here. So, Jed, you could be the hero. I'm not here to admonish you. You could be the hero if you just convinced your parents to spend more. You have $46 million in salary cap space. What is the point of not using it? You have an aging core. Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, those 3 in particular, they're not going to be better in 2026 than they are in 2025. Playing for 2026 when you have those 3 players on your team doesn't make sense. Trent is turning 37 in a few days. Christian just turned 29. George is going to be 32 in October. You have to treat every game that they give you preciously. So $46 million in cap space, aging core, and the easiest schedule in football, Jed? Did you know that your team was going to have the easiest schedule in the NFL when you decided that this was the year to get cheaper and younger? It seems like this is the best year to go all in. Finally, Brock Purdy. He's counting 2-point-something% against the salary cap this year. Next year, it'll be 8-something. The year after that, it'll be almost 10. So this is the last year that he'll be cheap. Take advantage. This is an opportunity. This is a golden opportunity. In addition, the NFC is wide open. The Eagles were great last year because Saquon Barkley had a Hall of Fame season, but now he's 28 and he's coming on. I mean, he had 480-something touches last year, and he's on the Madden cover. You really think he's doing that again? I don't. If he goes down, they fall back to earth. I mean, who's the team to beat in the NFC? The Commanders? They barely beat the Cowboys in Week 18 last year. Like, they won a bunch of close games last year. The Niners lost a bunch of close games last year. If they went out and made a big move with this $46 million in cap space, all of a sudden they could be winning those close games. Like, why not go trade for Jaylen Ramsay? I'm not saying if they get Jaylen Ramsay alone, they win the Super Bowl, but it improves their odds. If they don't get Jaylen Ramsay and he goes to the Rams, it hurts the Niners' odds of winning the Super Bowl. And I think this is the year to be concerned about the odds. You don't know what George Kittle's going to be in 2026. He could be washed. McCaffrey could be washed right now. So strike while the iron's hot. Spend your money. I mean, what is the reason not to spend cap space you have? To roll it over for 2026 so that the next year's team is better? Screw the next year's team. Because it really feels like the only reason they're not spending this money is because the real reason they decided to go younger and cheaper this year on the team is because this year happens to coincide with a big investment in soccer. They bought a team in Scotland. Their British team got promoted to the Premier League, and now they have to spend a lot of money on players to transfer to their team so they don't get relegated again in a year like most teams do. So it's clearly not a year to get younger and cheaper on Leeds United. And you may not know anything about soccer. I don't really know, but now I feel like I have to cover soccer because it's part of covering the 49ers. They're not getting younger and cheaper on Leeds United. It's a very important year for them to spend and invest. But on the Niners, this is a year for Kyle Shanahan to dig deep and make it work with rookies, and Robert Saleh too, and John Lynch. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's smart. Maybe if the Niners had a really tough schedule and Brock Purdy was, if they'd front loaded the contract and they're like, well, look, we sort of saw this coming. So Brock Purdy's cap number is $80 million, but it gets way cheaper down the line. So we're going to play for 2026, and we got rid of Kittle and we got rid of Trent Williams, and we have a whole new young team and we're planning for the future. Then fine. I totally understand that. But you held on to Juszczyk. He's 34. You held on to all these old players. You backloaded Brock Purdy's contract. What did you create this cap space for? To not use it. That doesn't make any sense, especially when you have the easiest schedule and you're hosting the Super Bowl. Like, don't you want to win it? Don't you want to be the one hoist? That's a word you only use football. Hoisting the Lombardi Trophy at home. You want that to be Sean McVay? You want that to be Nick Sirianni or Andy Reid? You could go trade for Jaylen Ramsay right now and sign Justin Simmons. Probably get an offensive lineman too. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Jed, I know you want to do it deep down. I bet John Lynch wants to do this. I bet Robert Saleh would love to coach Jaylen Ramsay again. He coached him already in Jacksonville. He was on the team that drafted Jaylen Ramsay. I'm sure he'd love to coach him again. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan would like another really good player in his prime. Jed, it's on you. Denise, John, it's on you. John York, what are you waiting for? We love the commitment to, investing in European soccer, but what about American football? Because no one actually cares about Leeds United. I couldn't name one player on that team, nor should I have to. And they're probably not even going to be in the Premier League next year anyway, so let's be honest. So before I take some calls, I just want to shout out Into Cloud. Hold on, I got to put my logo on the screen because it's important. Boom. Yeah. So something you don't know about me, I kind of have anxiety. Like, I don't sleep so good ever since I got this job because I feel like every time it's 5:30 in the morning, I wake up looking at my phone to see if there's been news. Because I feel like being a sports writer, you're kind of on like Eastern time, East Coast time, because the news cycle starts with them. So I have a tough time sleeping in, and I'm trying to get myself to sleep in as much as possible in these next 30 days before training camp starts and I become fully neurotic. But I'm like programmed to wake up at 5:30. Not anymore. Into Cloud. This stuff has just 5 milligrams of THC, but it also has like melatonin, 3 milligrams of that. And it tastes like elderberries, which I've never had. And I swear I've been sleeping until 7:30. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I haven't slept like this since I was 19 years old. It feels great. Needed to tell you about it. Sponsoring the show and has really improved my quality of life. So if you're 21 or older, now's your chance to float above the stress because Into Cloud has given all new customers 25% off their first order plus free shipping. Just use code COHN or click the link in the show notes to claim your discount. That's indocloud.co, INDACLOUD.co. Use code COHN for free shipping plus 25% off your first order. And when you order, fill out that quick little survey. It helps the show and keeps Into Cloud sending you the good stuff. So go ahead, tell future you've got it covered, then grab a gummy and vibe out with Into Cloud, or just go to sleep like I do. That's what I do. All right, man. Seth and then T Bizzle. What's up, Seth?
Yo, what up, Grant? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. The whole all-in thing, bro, I think, maybe give me your opinion on this. I didn't catch the beginning, but Jair would have been it for me, right? Jair Alexander. I think, to me, Jaylen Ramsay doesn't necessarily move the needle like Jair does, but they didn't go there. So at this point, we could have spent a ton of money in the beginning of free agency. We saw how that turned out. We didn't, of course. So, I think we got to stand pat, dude. Unless you tell me I'm missing some. Is there a guy out there that you would, like to go for, like the Niners to add? You tell me.
Jaylen Ramsay's, he's 31. He played 17 games last year. I think he's not what he was 4 years ago, clearly, but
Yeah.
he's better than Trey Brown. He's better than Renardo Green, and I
You
think
think
him, Green, and Lenore would give you one hell of a trio.
so? That's
Or you
where
could
I'll
play him at
kick.
safety. Either way.
Well, that's where I was going to kick back. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. In this stage of his career, I don't think he's better than Renardo Green. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, dude, but I mean, he does have a good track record. I just remember Brock Purdy burning that fool, bro, when he was with the Rams. So that just to me,
Maybe
like,
that's why Niner fans are against it. I don't
yeah,
think Niner fans like him in general.
yeah, bro. Like, I have massive flashbacks. I don't know why, and it's not that you don't like him. It just seems he didn't really age very well. And I don't know, bro. That's my
But I
personal
mean, like,
opinion.
he's not the only option. They could go sign Justin Simmons. I mean, there are other veterans. Like, you go get Amari Cooper.
It's
When they
just
talk about like, hey, we're going to take some lumps this year, it's like, okay,
yeah.
well, where are these perceived weaknesses, and why don't you want to address them with this $46 million in cap space?
The only thing I'll tell you is, and I don't think any of those guys necessarily move any needle for me, if that makes sense. Like, maybe Jeffrey Simmons, to your point, a little bit, but we invested so much in that defensive line room, during the draft. I just think he'd be taking away valuable snaps from a guy that probably won't be here next year. I mean, maybe he'll help, dude. I don't know, bro. To me, there's just nobody that completely just from 0 to even 6 to me. So that's where it's like, oh, bro, it's hard. I totally get it. We should be all in on this Brock Purdy deal, bro. Like me and you talked about. I mean,
let's go back though. The fact that they got $46 million and they let a lot of these free agents go, like, did they need to? I mean, Aaron Banks isn't great, and he may not be worth the money, but he was one of your starting offensive linemen, and he's gone, and you have all this cap space. Like, why?
Here's the thing that irritates me the most. Knowing how well Parag could have worked that cap, the whole cap, figure with the cap, with how much of a guru you and I talked about last time I was on the Cohn phone with you, which is ridiculous, by the way. We should have never let any of those guys go, bro. Maybe a couple, because that's just a turnover of football, but not Aaron Banks. Our line is already trash. We let a top 5 guard go in the game. Like, what are we doing? So that's where I'm more frustrated. Okay. You know what I mean?
It's kind of hard to fix it now.
Yeah, like, there's nothing we can do. But knowing how this whole you can't tell me, Grant, at the beginning stages of this Brock Purdy negotiation, that it wasn't heading towards that path, and how we couldn't have saved some of these guys. That's the thing, dude. Like, at the beginning, if Prague would have came to the Niners and said, hey, this is going down a real bad path, we're going to have to pay this guy and front load it, which they did, but, with the cap percentage and all that, okay, then maybe the Orcs would be understanding of, this is what we had to do. But, bro, it's never been like that with Parag.
It's not like that.
That's the most
when they got rid of Banks and Malik Collins and Leonard Floyd and Javon Hargrave, they were like, well, we got to make, you understand, right? We got to make room for Brock Purdy's contract. And then we see the deal. It's like, it's super backloaded. There's all this cap room. I don't really understand why you got rid of all those players and just replace them with rookies. It's great to get rookies on the field, but like at the expense of potentially these 3 players prime, that's kind of scary.
And let me ask you this too. And I just feel like the Yorks think this way. I don't know about Kyle. I don't think solid, but what about the strength of the schedule? You don't think that had something to do with their decision making? I find it hard to believe, but maybe they're like, look, the schedule isn't going to be very good. We don't, you know what I mean, dude? And we're always
because like we would think the other way, like the schedule isn't good. This is the opportunity.
Not.
But they're like, no. This is a great time to take our foot off the gas. No,
absolutely, yeah. Robert Saul's all gas, no brakes, and
right.
York's like, no, gas, all brake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. I just in the free agent class in general this year wasn't very strong. Your Aaron Bankses of the world, things like that. But unless I'm missing something and you tell me, I don't think a lot of players got a ton of big time money. But I mean, Aaron Banks did. But like last year was we had these high premier names out there, Saquon. And so I just think this year was just time to cost effective, cut it. And maybe next year is when they, like you said, they're saving all this cap space, everything else to go for the big fish, whatever fish that may be. Because to me this year, there was nobody out there that really moved the needle for me, if that makes sense.
I just don't understand what the point is of holding on to Kittle, McCaffrey, and Trent if you're not going to really go for it. It's like, why are they here?
So I'll tell you this, bro. As much as I talked about Kittle's a national treasure, I would have let him go. And that's my boy, right? Fred Warner.
What's your timeline?
Bro, and not only that, but we gave Fred Warner another $60 million, bro. Like, what are we doing? He's only slowing down, Grant. That's one thing with the Niners that I don't understand, and I'll continue to never understand, is we pay all these guys for what they did 3 years ago.
Always.
And always, bro.
Always.
Like Brock Purdy, I felt like he was forced in the corner to, if it makes sense, to have to get paid. Like he had served his time. He had played really well. It was his time to get paid. But it only makes me wonder if Brock Purdy would have played. If he plays this well for the next 5 years, bro, we're giving him $500 million, dude. Like that's just it. That's what we do. Like, no, seriously. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't. That's one thing where I feel like our organization, the Niners organization, is a little half-ass backwards, is they do that stuff, bro. Most good to great organizations that continue to win Super Bowls move on from these players after a certain time. It seems like we want to go back and pay them for their past premise, their past deal. So I don't know, bro. It's a little funky to me. Don't get me wrong, they're the pillars of the organization. But 60 million? What are we like? I mean, it's not our money, but I don't understand it, dude.
You make a good point. I got to
take
more calls. You killed it, though,
Grant,
man. Thank you for calling in.
My man. Hey, you have a good day, my dude. Have a good day.
Yeah, you always kill it, man. Good stuff, Seth. Love that. All right, T-Biz, The Riz. Then we got Jeremy Price, Cody, Crazy Rob. We got people waiting, man. What's up, T-Biz, The Riz?
You hear me fine?
Oscar.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
So I'll try to be quick. Yeah, I like your reasoning. We got an aging roster. Our aging superstars may as well go all in right now. But as far as trading for Ramsey, no. You don't give up a pick to pay $20 million for a guy when there's somebody like Asante Samuel Jr. on the free agent market that you can go pay $7-8 million, who's apparently probably, because his injury was like a neck injury, whatever. It's not going to affect his ability to run. I would rather just go pay for somebody like Asante Samuel. And if we can go backwards, give $10 million to Jair Alexander, sign Justin Simmons, sign Asante Samuel, give a first-round pick to Cincinnati for that pass rusher they don't want to sign. And right there, we stay getting younger and we're cheaper. So I would say go all in, but those are the guys I would target. I wouldn't target.
Go get Shamar Stewart. Go get Trey Hendrickson. There are people you can get.
Pick up a wide receiver too. Get a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really think Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall is like, I don't. It's a good point, T-Biz, there is. All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
That was good and efficient. All right, Jeremy, what's up?
What up?
Jeremy, the dad?
Dog. Had my first one on May.
Oh, my God. Congratulations, man. Look at you. Got gray hair. Got a kid.
Little angel.
Look at you, man. Look at the angel.
JC Calvin Price.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. So it's been a while, man, but getting back into the groove of things, you got to tell me, bro, because honestly, the only thing I've been looking at, I can't stand Brandon Ayuk as, Brandon Ayuk and the damn kicker for Baltimore.
What do they have in common?
No. I'm saying the whole Brandon Ayuk situation.
Yeah.
All that money.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Jimmy. All that money. All right.
Yeah.
And then this. Okay. Whatever. Moving forward, we should have picked up Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
The kicker.
Yeah.
Go get him. Go get somebody. I don't know what. Dude, what I'm trying to tell you.
You might want to do a Google search on. I know you've been away.
What
there's a
something
reason
wrong with him? Is there something wrong with him?
With Justin Tucker? Yeah, man. He did some stuff he shouldn't have done.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I take that back.
You don't know?
No.
You should look that up. Okay. That's so funny, man. You've been out of it.
Yeah.
Dude,
man.
you are gonna. I don't know if you're gonna laugh. It's not really funny. It's kind of funny. He kind of pulled a Deshaun Watson. He definitely pulled a Deshaun Watson. That's exactly what he did.
Okay, so never mind. I take that back. Let's go.
It's all right. He didn't know. For chat, he didn't know. Chat.
Hey, let's let Robbie Gold. We got his number still. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm so embarrassed. Hey, first of all, I apologize. I didn't. Hey, damn. Yeah.
That's so funny, dude.
That's horrible. But how are you? Everything good?
I'm great, man. I've been doing okay. You look
Ready for a
good.
new season? I'm ready for a new. I'm
Ready for a
back.
new season.
I'm watching
Yeah.
you. I need you. I'm
There's
starting to
no
get
way
my
they
damn
don't make the
sleep,
playoffs, right? There's no way they don't make the playoffs. They got to make the playoffs this year.
bro.
We're getting the playoffs.
Bro, we're getting to the playoffs.
We're getting the
We're
playoffs.
past second round for sure.
Do you know how much money they cost me by not going to the playoffs last year?
I bet you a ton.
A significant chunk. What are they
Yeah,
thinking? I didn't like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Affecting
Let's
my
get it. Hey,
bottom
bro,
line.
I need you to carry me through these sleepless nights, brother. I'm, I need you.
I'm
Grant,
trying, man. I got 30 days left before they report. I think I can do
hey,
it.
I believe in them. I believe in you. I'm back. You,
All
you
right,
got
Jeremy.
me.
I'll be doing these more
Wholeheartedly,
frequently.
brother.
You need to call in more frequently.
I got you.
And
I'm back.
the little Price Jr. is fine. What's Little Price Jr.'s name again?
JC Calvin.
JC Calvin. I like that, man.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy.
Yep.
Have a go, man.
All right, brother.
Dude's been calling in for 5 years, man. We all go way back. All right, who we got next? Cody and then Crazy Rod. Allan, you got to turn your camera on, bud. I don't know who you are. All right, then you're next. There, I see you. All right, bud. What's up, Cody?
What's up, Grant? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for the follow yesterday. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
I just had. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I've watched the Niners for a long time and respect what the Niners have built. But I was kind of curious just to hear from your opinion, like from an offensive standpoint. Like obviously having Christian McCaffrey back is huge. Granted, he's 29 years old. But do you think Isaac Guerendo is going to have a bigger role, or is it more just like if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, then Guerendo will just kind of fill in, or like do you think Guerendo will actually have a significant role?
I think that's the number one question for the 49ers this year. I mean, I think we all have assumed that the Niners will adjust and change McCaffrey's role. They've been using him so much the last few years. And I think it probably contributed to his bilateral Achilles tendonitis. But then when he came back week 10 last year, same workload. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they've finally talked themselves into it, talked him into it. Like, you need to play less to preserve yourself. But they've never used him that way. And he seems like adamant on staying on the field. So I wouldn't really count on it. It's not like Guerendo compliments McCaffrey. I mean, no one really compliments McCaffrey. You know who would compliment McCaffrey? Someone who would pick up the tough yards between the tackles. And I don't know if that's really Guerendo. You know, that's more like Jordan Mason, who they got rid of.
Right. I think Jordan Mason's in for a big year with Minnesota because Minnesota upgraded the trenches, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I need to get him in fantasy.
Teams played too high safety against them. They're so worried about their wide receivers that their running back should eat.
Right. Last thing I wanted to ask, just in terms of like the receiving room, because obviously Brandon Ayuk, you know, he was dealing with wanting to get contract extension, and you know, with any professional athlete, like when you're away from the team, you know, you're just not adapted to like professional, any professional sports in general. But do you think Ayuk will have a nice bounce back here, or is it kind of just one of those situations like you basically just kind of got to wait and see? Because obviously it's a knee injury. You know, wide receivers with any type of ACL injury, you know, you use so much of the lower body to create separation, things of that nature.
Here's where I look at it. Look at what he did last year before he went down. He missed the whole offseason because he was holding out. Then he came back and he either was, I don't know, he didn't look like he was in his peak physical condition. He wasn't quite as good. So this year, he's probably also not going to have training camp. And he's coming off a major knee injury. I wouldn't expect him to really bounce back until 2026. I think we saw that with Kyler last year. Like, he came back and he played, but he wasn't really himself. And he didn't really trust himself to run. And now this year he's talking about he's 2 years removed and he's going to cut it loose. And we've seen that with certain athletes. So that's what I would expect with I want to ask you before you go, as a Seahawks fan, which team do you think is going to have a better year, the Seahawks or the Niners, and why?
I think it's the Niners. I mean, they have one of the easiest schedules. I think they're due for a bounce back year. They had a ton of injuries. As much of a realist I am with the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm a huge Mike McDonald fan, I think this defense, I think they hit it out of the park with the draft. I think this defense is going to be really good, but I'm just uncertain about Sam Darnold in general. Like, and like the receiving core, like I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. I really like the Elijah Arroyo draft, but again, it's a rookie. Like, when do rookie tight ends really contribute a lot?
The loss of Lockett and Metcalf is big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I saw DK Metcalf was out, and I know it had to do with money because he, a couple of years back, asked for an extension, and rightfully so. I mean, the dude's an absolute monster. But I was like, where's the deep threat coming from? Cooper Kupp's not a deep threat. Smith and Jigba's over the middle. They signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I'm basically banking on the fact that Sam Darnold has excelled in the Clint Kubiak offense, and I'm like, okay, maybe we can get something going here. I love the Gray Zabel.
I think Clint Kubiak's a lot better than Grubb. Ryan Grubb, is that what his name?
Yeah. Ryan Grubb. Yep, from Washington, University of Washington,
and he's now back in college.
I don't know exactly.
He's at Alabama.
Where. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He went with Kalen DeBoer. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Seattle's they're going to be competitive, but I worry a little bit about the offense. I think San Francisco has a higher ceiling, especially obviously with Rick Pearsall getting in a bigger role. I'm a huge Devon Jennings fan. I just think that dude's a baller.
So
I think
good.
George Kittle, man. He's one of the greatest tight ends.
I'm a huge fan of the running backs on your team, though. Both of them.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
I think Charbonnet would start for a lot of teams.
I think he would too. He's a bruiser. He's someone that I think kind of gets overlooked, obviously, because he spent a second-round draft cap. Well, I mean, 2 second-round draft or 2 second-round picks on draft capital with Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet. But I'm a big Ken Walker fan. He's so
good.
He just needs to stay healthy, man. He's so freaking good. I think he's.
Once you pair him with Jalen Milroe, it's gonna be nice.
I mean, it's gonna be one of those 3rd-round pick.
I wonder how long Darnold's gonna hold on to that job, man. Is it gonna be like Jimmy G with the Raiders, where it's just like pick, week 6, you're out, dude. Sorry, I don't. He could do that.
I think it's gonna be a Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson situation at some point in the year. Maybe I don't know.
I think he's going to play super conservatively. I don't think he's going to have 30 touchdowns like he did last year. He doesn't have the weapons, and I think he knows that if he throws a bunch of picks, he plays himself out of the job. So I think you're going to see check down Charlie to the max. But I mean, that's kind of the system, right? Like, who's he throwing to anyway? He's going to throw to Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, and
looking forward to that.
The last thing I'll say, and then I'll get out of here. But I think the Gray Zabel pick in the 1st round, I was like, oh yeah, Mike McDonald wants to run the rock. He wants to run the hell out of the ball. So I'm a big fan of that. Got to establish. Yeah,
last year you guys didn't really run the ball at all, and I think one of the reasons you got rid of Geno is he's not much of like a play action passer. I think Darnold is.
He's more of a deep field guy. I'm excited. I'm glad.
He doesn't want to turn his back on the defense at all.
Yeah. I'm excited about Geno. I think he's in for a good year with Pete. And we'll see. I got Geno in fantasy, so I'm
highly suspicious and skeptical of Chip Kelly 2.0 in the NFL. Like, really, I got to see this happen, man. I covered him, but we'll see. Cody, good stuff, man.
He was so good at Ohio State, but granted, it was Ohio State.
He was, but so was Urban Meyer. Cody, I love you. Man. Good stuff. Jeez, have a good one. That was a good call. Who we got next? I think Crazy Rod was next, then Allen, then Warren, then Alejandro. We got hella people. I'm gonna get you. But at first, it's Crazy Rod.
How you doing, Grant?
I'm good.
You can hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
I'm good. Thank you. This is my point. This is what I want to talk about.
All right.
With Kittle, I think he's being limited by his own coach. I mean, this guy, he could block.
Mm-hmm.
He could catch.
Mm-hmm.
If you hand him the ball to run, he could do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Shanahan is making him limited because right now we don't have a number 1 wide receiver. He's hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if he's hurt, we should make Kittle the focal point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, who could guard him? Think about it. On the defensive side, who could guard him?
No one I can name. You know who could guard him? Once upon a time, Jimmy Ward, who was on his own team. But now Jimmy Ward, I don't. He's not. They don't play him. They don't play Jimmy Ward. They might play Jimmy Ward this year. That's the one guy I've seen who can guard him. Jimmy Ward.
Okay, but who else? If nobody else can't guard him, use him more.
Yep.
He's your weapon this year because everybody's talking about McCaffrey. He's going to come back. He's going to be the same guy. Are you sure?
You positive?
I mean, with those injuries that he got in both of his legs, is he going to be the same? I don't think so.
What kills me about Kittle too, like in his career, he he was incredible in 2018, his second year, 136 targets. You figure he's only going to get more from there on out. He's
That's what I
never
thought.
more. He had 107 the year after that, and he's never touched 100 targets since then. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce, he didn't really play much his first year. His second year, he had 87 targets, and then from 2015 to last year, he's had at least 100 targets in every season. Sometimes 150. Last year, 133, and he was absolutely washed. Like, why can't the Niners get the ball to the best tight end in football more often?
Thank you. Because if you
why did Jawan Jennings have 20 more targets than George Kittle last year? No offense to Jawan Jennings, but Kittle is the number one option, right?
That's my point.
He's the biggest mismatch.
That's why I'm confused. That's why I'm confused.
My only thing is like maybe he's hurt more than we realize, but if he's on the field, you got to go to him. And I remember last year, let me look it up real quick. There was this game they played in Buffalo last year. I want to say Kittle had 2 catches in the game. Like, how does that ever happen? Okay, hold on. Let me look. Buffalo. No. 2 targets. 2 targets, 1 catch, 7 yards. Now, granted, it was in the snow. Still, I don't care. That can't happen. That's on Kyle and Brock.
Yeah. Thanks, Grant. I appreciate it.
Great.
That's all I had to say.
Where are you calling from?
Oh, New York.
Where? I'm seeing trees. I'm confused.
No, I'm in my backyard because we're going to have a 90-degree heat wave coming. So I'm like, if I want to talk to you, I want to stay comfortable.
My dad's from New
Because
York. I hear the accent, but I see the trees and I'm super confused. I don't understand. It's not in Brooklyn.
No, this is in Queens.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Later. It's like I've been to Brooklyn a lot of times, never seen trees like that. Queens is different. I get that. Alan, you're up next. Then Warren. What's up, Alan?
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Been good, man. It's been chaotic over here downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this whole finals and stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Where are you calling from?
Indianapolis.
Oh, nice. I was there a few months ago, man. Good time.
I think
I like it.
you bring out the good luck charm everywhere you go, man.
I'm
They weren't
trying.
winning nothing. They
You
weren't
think they
winning
got it
nothing until
tonight?
you came by. I
You think
think
they got it
so.
tonight?
If they made it this
Yep.
far, I think they'd make it.
Me too.
The one thing I want to emphasize about this all-in stuff, I feel like we would have been all in if we brought in Nick Chubb, before D'Amico took him. Because, like, why not take a chance on a guy that, yeah, he came off a serious, knee injury and stuff. But he's one of those guys you'll take a risk on because he's one of those guys you don't need the workload. You don't need to give him the workload mainly
That's a good
until
point.
the end of games. Like McCaffrey. McCaffrey shouldn't. And you emphasize this since we got him. Why are we running him down in the fourth quarter when you have somebody like Mason or you got a bruising back you could be using for those fourth quarter scenarios, especially
Yeah. In
just to hold on
September
to
and
the lead and stuff.
October, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, early seasons and stuff because that's how you drain running backs like Saquon.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't see Saquon staying healthy
Dude,
this year at all
Saquon, no one
because
talks about it, but he was not good in the Super Bowl. Like, they already drained him. It might be over right now for Saquon. Right now.
Who
And
knows? Maybe he gets another injury.
McCaffrey was drained by the Super Bowl as well. Like, these teams, there's 17 games in a season, man. These are long ass seasons. The running back's going to take the most punishment.
Yeah, especially they had a total of 19 games, 18
Yeah.
games. No,
Yep.
19. No,
Yep.
not 19. More
Yeah,
than
good
that,
luck,
20
dude.
plus, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like after that, he has the same almost track record as McCaffrey. Remember, McCaffrey was known to getting injury prone. That was one
Yes,
of
true.
our scares when we first got him. But then
Yep.
he came fully healthy. It's the same thing like Saquon. It could be the same scenario where he does get hurt more often, especially an
I agree.
aging back.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I do
That's
agree.
true.
We should try and look into Asante Samuel, and then another person we should try and look into just to give more depth in our pass rushes. Clowney, although people don't like Clowney, but we're gonna need somebody else to fill in when
Why
Bosa's out.
not bring in more good players? It doesn't hurt the team. And what I don't understand is I feel like people are trying to act like this whole thing about getting younger and cheaper is somehow a football decision. I don't think it's a football decision. I think it's a business decision handed down from the
No,
top.
yeah,
And
I
I think
agree.
it's hard to understand
I think
what the
Desi was
business
right
logic
though.
unless you factor in soccer.
Yeah,
You know what I
which is
mean?
why should we worry about it? But that's the front office because who knows?
If Leeds
But
does
I
well,
do.
does that help the 49ers? I'm not so sure. I mean, if Leeds gets relegated back to the other league, whatever, maybe the Yorks actually spend more money on football. Maybe Niner fans should be rooting against Leeds. Like, fuck Leeds. Hopefully, like, I
Yeah.
hope you guys lose all your games and the Yorks sell the team so that you get back into football. Like, I mean, that's what I would think if I were a Niner fan. I don't give a damn
Well,
about soccer.
I think Jesse was right though because I think we should have done the rebuilding last season. We didn't get anywhere anyways. We could have had like maybe a potential of a number one pick or at least a top 5 pick to get somebody actually
It's
that we
hard to
needed,
rebuild when you're holding on to these older players that make a lot of money. It's kind of like
especially.
the Warriors. Like, how are you going to really like say we're going to take our lumps this year? Man, Steph Curry's 37. What are you talking about? This is it. This is it. What's the point of having Trent Williams if you're going to take a year off? What's the point of having Steph Curry if you're going to take a year off? Like Trent Williams, this could be the last year he's any good. If he has 1 year left, we don't even know. So I don't know. I'm getting worked
Yeah,
up. I don't root for
we'll
this team
have to
anymore.
see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Right, but you've seen it for a long time, Greg. It's just like it's right in front of you. Do
It's right
something about
there.
it. Yeah,
It's
just
like this is the
take
LeBron James
it.
thing. It's
Yeah, just take it. Especially
just
this
take it,
year,
man.
it's at home. It's at home. Why not take the opportunity? But I feel like this is a year too late of a process of this whole retooling or rebuild, whatever you want to call it. As what the Niners will label it.
If I were Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, man, the owners don't think they don't think we're worth it. They don't think the 2025 49ers are $30 million away from winning the Super Bowl, man. They think that we're just part of the process and that 2026 will be ours. It's like, man, I may not be here for that. This is a year-to-year league. I don't know. Alan, I got to take more calls. Great call,
All
man.
right,
Thank
man. I
you for
appreciate it, man.
everything.
Have a good one.
Good luck in Indianapolis today and in general.
You too.
It's a great spot. All right, man. Warren, Alejandro, I'm poor, Sean, and Rich Gravy. Hella people calling in today. Warren Smith, I feel like he's got something to say, man. What's up, Warren?
What's that? No, what's that?
What's up?
What's going on, Grant? Love you, takes.
Man. Thank you, man.
What-
What you got? What you got for me today?
Man, what you think? By Kyle Shanahan, I was thinking about something the other day. Like, you know how in the season he don't do nothing, and then after the season he just cut everybody loose. There's not, no, not, it's not he. It's not like the defense coordinator and stuff like that.
Yep.
He don't say nothing about it during the season. It's just like when they stay near tight, and then you ain't doing your job.
And during the season, everyone was
at the end of
fine.
the
Nick
season.
Sorensen, during the season, it was like Nick Sorensen is doing a great job. He's doing a great job. Like they just lose. I don't know why you would talk about Nick Sorensen. We love him. 3 weeks later, he's fired. You said he was good. Well, I mean, I had to say
He just
something.
near tightness. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I just doing the season. You just when start the season to the end of the season, you don't say nothing until after the season. Yeah, think about that.
Even when he does
all the
say
time,
something,
though.
like, can you how much stock can you put into what he said?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I think.
You like Kyle?
What do you think? Kyle, I like Kyle to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, until the Super Bowl. That's fair.
To the Super Bowl. He can win it. Pretty much.
Can. Maybe.
He could drag a team to the Super Bowl, but he can't win it. That's quite dicey, though.
That's too bad. Where you calling from?
I come from Port Island, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Cool.
Close,
I'll be there week 2. I'm be in New Orleans. I love New Orleans, man.
I'll be there too.
All right, man.
I'll be in Houston too.
Beignets.
Beignets.
Let's get some po' boys. Can't wait.
What about some gumbo?
Wow, that sounds good to me. What about some turtle soup?
Turtle soup. I don't know about turtle soup.
I go to this one restaurant in New Orleans called Commander's Palace. It's like one of the best restaurants in the country. And they'll bring out a little turtle soup. You didn't even order it. They'll be like, here, go ahead, taste it. And be like, okay, I guess. It's pretty good though. Turtle soup. Just saying.
Like,
anyway,
I was just saying, like, one thing, like, what do you think about the if we do hit on draft picks? What do you think our season's gonna be? If we don't hit on our draft picks, what the season gonna be?
If they hit on their draft picks and the veterans stay healthy and they make like a good move at the trade deadline, this team could win the Super Bowl. If they don't hit on their draft picks and CMC and Trent get hurt again, they could miss the playoffs. So it's a pretty dramatic year. Wide range of outcomes, I'd have to say. What do you think?
Right. I think the same because I think if we hit on our draft picks, bar injuries, if we depend on the matchup through the playoffs, there's one thing about playoffs is matchups. Can't get to the quarterback, and there ain't too many elite quarterbacks in the NFC. So you can get to the Super Bowl by prominent defense. If our defense can't, if they hit on defense, offensively, I think Kyle Shanahan he could drag the offense he could drag the offense. So if you don't hit on draft picks, it's gonna be another season that JL got to look at and be like, I might need a new coach.
There's a lot of pressure on these rookies to save these guys who've been here a long time, including, to your point, coaches. Warren, very good call. Thank you for calling in.
No problem.
All right, have a good one, man. Calling from all over the country. Alejandro, you're next, man. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, Grant?
Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Nah, so what I wanted to talk to you about was nah, bro, we can't go all in this year, dog. We can't.
Oh, okay.
Why would we want to go and waste our resources that we have now, especially the cap space, and might as well wait till next year to sign somebody who's on, that's gonna be a free agent. You know what I mean? Granted, as much as I would love them to go out there and sign a Justin Simmons to fill that safety spot, you know what I mean, or go pick up a corner on the street, that's pretty decent. I'd rather just keep our resources and see what we got. You know what I mean? Like you said before, we don't even know what Darrell Little Jr. looked like. You know what I mean? So I'd rather see what we have right now.
Let me ask you
to
this though:
see
Can you
we
put
can move
yourself
on
in like
forward next year.
Christian McCaffrey's shoes or Trent Williams' shoes or George Kittle's shoes? Do you think they would feel the same way? Like, hold on, we need to see what Upton Stout can give this team before we suspend any cap space. Or would you be like, you know what? No offense to Upton Stout, but he might take him 3 years. I don't got 3 years. I want to win this year. I'm feeling good now.
In my opinion, if they felt that way, they would have signed somewhere else and not signed the extension.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So why are you going to sign the extension if you already know what the process is going to be?
It's true.
You know what I mean? So
It's true.
I'm just like, you can't complain about that. If you sign the extension, don't sign the extension. Go to a team that's going to win now. You know what
It's
I
just
mean?
hard to say it's like a Super Bowl or bust season when you have 46 million in cap space you're not spending and you're talking about taking lumps with rookies on the. It feels like it's like, hey, it'd be nice to win the Super Bowl if it happens, but if it doesn't, that's okay too.
As a
I'm not
realistic
moving.
fan, you don't expect them to win the Super Bowl because they're trying to give high hopes when we know what the reality is. We know we have rookies on defense.
But is
We know
2026
our
really a
offensive
better
line.
opportunity to win the Super Bowl? Let's look at that. Will they have a better chance in 2026 than 2025? Because
knows?
in 2020,
You know what I mean?
let's look at it. I mean, in 2026, their schedule should be tougher, assuming they don't finish in last
Mhm.
place again. Purdy will be more expensive. Trent and Christian and George will be older. Now the young guys
That's why
will be
they
better.
really need to hit on this draft and next draft. They can't be playing around. You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
And reaching all
Mikel's
the
got to
damn
be
time. You know what I
great.
mean?
He's got to be great. Alfred Collins has to be very good.
And that's that John Lynch needs to take more control of that, and he needs to be more stern and go after the best player available as well. Even in free agency, it's not about what I'm saying this year, but for next year. We've seen before, like they're gonna spend money like that.
All right, Alejandro, I'm starting to lose you a little bit. You're cutting in and out, but oh no, you're back.
Weird.
You're back.
It's always happening.
Nah, that's okay. I think you're in a little bit of a dead zone. Why don't you move a little bit and come back? It's okay. That was a good call though. We're gonna cut over to I'm Poor really quickly. Who's filling in a pinch? What's up, man? How you doing?
Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh man, it's great to
How you
finally
doing,
meet
man?
you. Where are you calling from?
I live in Tennessee.
Wow.
So
Okay. All right.
originally
Okay.
from California, moved out here to Tennessee. So
There's something about that part of the country where like the sky just looks lower. It looks like it's on you, man. Anyway, it looks nice. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
Those
I
clouds are
was
like
just
on
gonna
you, dude.
say,
I don't understand. In California, they're so high up. Anyway,
yeah, for sure, for sure. I was
for
just gonna
sure.
say,
All right. Stay in the cloud.
I do believe in like Ronaldo. Ring. I
Yeah, if
know
you only
he's
knew his
usually
name,
on
you
your
super believe in him though.
I know it's my speech impediment, it's my accent.
That's all right.
But I'll just say I don't he's always on your not good list on the PAs, but if the last
Yeah.
couple seasons Dewan Jennings was also on the not good list.
That's true.
And
That's true. And it's just practice. And he's learning he's got a new coach.
you
And he
know,
was really good last year as a rookie, I gotta say. Ronald Green kicked ass.
for sure. For sure. And I think I have faith in Jordan James too. I was never I think Isaac Garendo when you watch him, I think he does like a lot of like doesn't have much every rush isn't much of a gain, and then he'll have like one rush for like 80 yards.
I
And so his
agree,
average per
man. Yeah,
rush
and it
looks
looks
pretty
like he's
high,
averaging
but
5 yards a carry, but like 7 of them got you 2 yards.
he,
Jordan James, real quick, kind of reminds me like he's built like Elijah Mitchell, but he runs like Jordan Mason. Runs really hard. I don't know that he has
yeah,
Elijah Mitchell's speed, but he's built more like Elijah Mitchell. He wasn't lying about being poor, man. I didn't mean that. I'm just saying your internet, man, is killing me. But it feels like you're in
I know.
you got
I'm outside,
5G.
man.
Like maybe you got 4.5G, 3G, 2G. Tennessee, we
It's
got working with 5G out in Tennessee. What we got?
with Edge. I'm on 5E.
That's cool. So,
But yeah, man. Just
what part of Tennessee?
I'm like an hour south of Nashville.
So you're
So
good friends with George Kittle.
that's my homie right there. We
You
hang
guys
out on the
kick it all the
weekends.
time.
Yeah. I
That's
actually
cool,
went
man.
like
You got to
last
go to a
season.
Predators game with him and Purdy, man. Come on.
We went
I'll
last
get you
week.
tickets. I'll tell him you're poor.
Hey, deal. That's a deal.
All right.
All right, man. We'll keep going, keep
All
doing
right,
your good
man. Have
thing.
a
And
good one.
hey, if 49ers make the playoffs, I need you and Lombardi to do a show together.
Hey, I've been ready. He's ducking me, man. I'm Manny Pacquiao. He's Floyd Mayweather. Okay. He's ducking me. He's ducking me.
I'm clipping this. I'm posting on his timeline.
Hell yeah. That's right, baby. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. Take
Later. All right, we got Sean and we got Rich Gravy. Sean first, though. What's up, Sean?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. No, I was just thinking, I guess we also about the cap situation because I don't know how reliable over the cap is, but it says $8 million next year and $14 million the following year. They might be trying to roll over some cap
Yikes. How'd they get themselves in that situation? Wow.
extensions,
Interesting.
man.
Wow. So the issue isn't that, like, yeah, they have cap space now, but they kind of don't because it's earmarked for next year when they don't have cap. That's
Right.
sucks.
And, yeah, maybe they want to sign or give Juwan Jennings an extension. Maybe if Jair Brown actually rebounds, because he's going to be in a contract year if he has a really good season this year, because this is his
Sure.
third year, which is
You
crazy.
just
'Cause it
burst
feels
my
like he
whole
just got
bubble, Sean.
drafted last
Fuck
year.
you. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding. You just burst my whole bubble, man. I like this idea. And now you come in and I'm like, oh, damn, now you can't even do it.
Yeah. And then I
Damn.
was also thinking, like,
Where'd he go? You got a phone call.
we have an
You got a
easy
phone
schedule
call. I
right
knew it.
now.
I knew
We
it happened.
should be pretty good right now. If they need pieces,
They can get pieces.
sorry, they should always just
Sorry.
do it at the trade deadline. They
Yep.
can add. That's usually people are available at the trade deadline. Only have like 1 year contracts usually because they're trying to get rid of them, and they can be immediate impacts. Yeah, so I mean they can always just go at the trade deadline if they need to add.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Do you think that John and Kyle are okay with this, or do you think they'd prefer to spend money? Do you think this is an organizational decision, or do you think this is an ownership decision that everyone has kind of had to fall in line with?
I'm not sure. It's all
You know,
I
don't
honestly
either. I
I
don't know
can't
either.
say, but like I would
Yeah.
think that they probably wouldn't be too happy about it. But
Mhm.
ultimately, it's Jed who calls the shots basically, and his
I would
parents.
just hate to feel like, hey man, we missed the playoffs last year, and if we miss them again this year, I don't really
Mhm,
know what my boss is going to do, and
mhm.
he's not letting us use the cap space.
Right.
I'm a little nervous. Now he
Yeah.
might make a trade at the trade deadline, but what if we lose weeks 1 and 2? What
Mhm,
if we lose the first 2 games, man? We're
mm,
not going to be buyers at the deadline. Like,
right.
scary stuff.
Is
But
is
that's the
it
NFL.
worth like investing, I guess, right now if it means that we could end up like in cap hell like the New Orleans Saints though? Because I mean that could also
No,
be
but like what I'm talking about, okay, I proposed Jaylen Ramsay. He's quite expensive, but
Mhm,
there was, Jair Alexander. There are these players that you could, like Justin Simmons. I bet you could get Justin Simmons on a 1-year deal.
right.
No future commitment, but just for now. And they're not going to do that. So
Mhm.
maybe it's all because of they need to roll over as much cap space as possible for next year. That's bleak, but maybe that's
Yeah.
it. Maybe that's it. I don't understand numbers at all.
Yeah, he might be asking for a lot of money. I mean, I think it's kind of weird that he isn't, signed yet by any team. I mean, maybe it shows maybe he's not interested in signing, or maybe, he's washed, which I mean, he's
He
pretty
waited
old.
until midway through a training camp last year to sign. I think
Yeah.
some of these vets are just like, you know what? I don't like training camp. I don't
Hmm.
need to do training camp. I'm going to wait. Amari Cooper could be like that too.
Yeah, Mari's washed.
Yeah. Happens fast. Dude, tell your mom that you're on the Cohn phone, Sean. He just took the call this time. All right, Sean, great call. Love you, man. Have a good one. Rich Gravy. What's up, Rich?
Hey, how
Is
you
that
doing,
Kittle or
man?
Vernon Davis? Have I asked you that before?
Yes, you have, but this is the Vernon Davis. I mean, it's a
Good
Kittle.
shit. I
Take it
knew it.
back.
I knew it.
It's a Kittle for sure. Kittle's
Okay.
my guy, man. He's the heart and soul of the offense right now. So I say go all in. I do believe that we have the last place schedule in the league. Why wouldn't you go all in on this year? I mean,
Why are you
this
waiting
is the
for next year when the schedule's harder and Purdy's more expensive and your best players are older? What?
Nah, I'm going all in this year. If I'm
Yeah.
the Niners, I'm going all in this. If we get home field advantage, Grant, do you realize that we in the playoffs we won't have to leave Santa Clara? Even in the Super Bowl, we'll be in Santa Clara. Like
That's
you get
right.
home field advantage right on straight into the Super Bowl. This is the
You
perfect
might actually
opportunity
win
for the
that one.
Niners to win a
If
Super
you
Bowl.
want Kyle Shanahan to win the Super Bowl, maybe if it's a home game, he might win it.
And we do usually win at home in the playoffs. If you think about
I'm just
that,
saying. I'm just
I
saying.
agree. I
Yep.
agree. So I mean, I got the Hufunga beads on, even though he left us. Dre Greenlaw, that was my guy, but I love the way they replenished in the draft. I was a little worried before the draft, but the CJ West and the Martin and the Mikael Williams, and I just think that they replenished enough in the draft. And then I think Robert Saleh, the X Factor, man, that defensive coordinator we had last year was trash. Oh my goodness. I'll
He
say
was
it.
bad.
He was trash. He was bad.
He was bad.
Every week he didn't know anything. You asked him, "Oh, we're gonna make adjustments. We're gonna do it." No, you didn't make any adjustments. You didn't do anything. You were terrible. So every time we had a
He
lead in
didn't
the
seem
fourth quarter,
particularly like astute in terms of X's and O's or game planning, and he didn't seem like he had any presence as a leader or any energy. I mean, he's pretty much as bad as you could get. I doubt he'll ever be a defensive coordinator again. Sorry,
no,
Nick.
he will never get another
He
job.
won't.
He will
He
never get
won't.
another job as a defensive coordinator ever in life.
Nah.
Maybe a
Nah.
special team coach or something, but
He's
he'll
special
never be
teams right
another
now with
defensive
Dallas, and that's it.
coordinator.
Yeah.
So having Robert Saleh back, man, I think we're gonna be good this year. I might be one of the minority. I know I'm a homer, but if Christian McCaffrey comes back with something to prove and Trent Williams comes back with something to prove, everybody's counting Ayuk out. He should come in right at the perfect time, healthy toward the back end of the season. I love Malik Mustafa. He was a missile out there. I think that we'll be okay. If Lenore and Ronaldo Green round into shape, I'm a little worried about the third corner because I don't know what Upton Stout is going to do. But I like Daryl Luter Jr. if they actually let the guy play. He's like one of those
Yeah.
guys like Samuel Womack who never got a chance to play, but I think he'll be good, and we might not find out till he's on another team. But
That's a good call. I feel more confident in this team if Salah were the head coach and Kyle were the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Like same coaches, but like I want Salah to be in control because I feel like even though he's here, it's still Kyle's team, and
yeah,
like you still living and dying with like his ups and downs and key moments.
this is the thing about Salah though. Salah, for whatever reason, couldn't get the offense to do crap.
That's what I'm
For
saying.
the
If he had
Jets.
Kyle, as his
Yeah,
OC, we'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
good. You know what I mean?
But I don't think Kyle's pride would let him be the OC on the team.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
wouldn't work. It
So
wouldn't work.
so it
It
wouldn't
wouldn't
work.
work. It wouldn't
But
work.
Salah will be the second man to Kyle because he's been humbled.
That's true.
Right, the Jets
That's
sent
true.
him down. I hope nobody gets him. I hope he gets to be our defensive coordinator for a couple years and then promote Gus Bradley because they got somebody on the staff that's actually pretty good.
I
So
actually think they like KJ Wright as like the next D'Amico, the next like
oh, okay.
linebacker player who goes through the ranks.
Linebacker.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they're grooming him.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds about right. That sounds
yeah,
about right.
for
I'm
sure.
happy about Nick Martin. I'm happy about what I've been hearing about Winters. And then just the guy that they picked up from the Eagles. People are sleeping on him. Robert Saleh knows how to use him. Bryce Huff, 10 sacks for the Jets, like a 21 quarterback pressure rate. I've been
Hmm.
begging for the 49ers to get somebody opposite of Nick Bosa. They finally got me somebody opposite of Nick Bosa that can pressure the quarterback. I think we're going to have a good season. We play Indianapolis and Tennessee and a bunch of dreads of the league, like the New York Giants. We should get fat on these guys, win like 10 to 12 games, get home field advantage, Super Bowl.
I mean, the way
You
you
heard
look
it
at it
here
this way,
first.
the fourth place schedule, that's the Browns, the Giants, and the Bears. Niners should win 2 of those games. Then you got to play the AFC South and the NFC South. That's 8 games against 2 terrible divisions. They should win 5 of those games. So that's
Yeah.
7 right there. And then in their own division, if they can just win 3 games in their own division, that's 10 right there. So yeah, they should be expected to have a good year. They absolutely should.
I expect
Absolutely.
them to have a good year.
Yep.
I really do.
All right, Rich. Where do I get
I'm in
those
the Bay
beads, though? I want
Area.
to know where I get the beads, man. I want the beads.
Look, we got the beads online. My son got them for me, so I love them.
All
It
right.
makes me feel like the Hulk. So I'm out
Hey,
here in
if you knew that
California,
the Niners
man.
would have $46 million in cap space on June 22nd, would you have wanted them to re-sign Hufanga or anyone they let go?
Dre Greenlaw. That was the guy that I was pissed because Dre was my guy. Dre was the heart and soul. He used to hit the shit out of people. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to cut.
Who was better last year? Dre, when they played, Dre Greenlaw or Christian McCaffrey?
Dre Greenlaw.
Was it close?
No.
No. And you,
Dre Greenlaw,
anyway,
for the one game he played, he had like 18 tackles.
it was
He was all over the
incredible.
place. He was all over the place.
Like his one leg looked half the size of the other, and he was the most explosive player on the field. Whereas like Christian came back after taking his time. Dre was like rushing back. Christian took his time and was not the same.
I was so mad when the other guy that I thought that they may regret is Jordan Mason. I really like Jordan Mason.
I don't understand
Jordan Mason, 800
He wasn't
yards
even
rushing.
expensive.
He was like a bull in the china closet. I don't. And then they're like, oh, in Minnesota, you can have him for free.
Take him. I mean, he could go for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. He's going to be splitting the backfield with Aaron Jones, who's like old. Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is old. That's Mason's job, bro. The Vikings against the Vikings. I went and watched the highlights of the season. Against the Vikings, he was running all over them. They were like, "You guys are giving this guy away? We'll take him."
Yeah, and they felt the kind of power he runs with. They've seen it in person. They felt it. It's different.
He reminded me like of a baby Marshawn Lynch type of running back. So
yes, that's what Trent Williams said last year. But Kyle didn't agree. Anyway, Kyle knows best, though. I'm feeling good. I think Kyle's got this because now he's the OC and Robert Saleh's the head coach.
Yes.
They could just switch jobs mid-season.
I'm back in the Bay Area. You guys, please like and subscribe. Come and take a ride on the 49ers Gravy Train. I got it on my own YouTube channel. Grant, you inspired me. So you're my guy.
Rich, we got to work together sometime, man. Hit me up. Hit me up, man.
Bro, I'll send you a DM.
Please do. All right. Good seeing you, Rich.
Take it easy.
All right, man. Rich is great, man. Good to see you guys. I love that you guys are getting your own YouTube channels. Before we get out of here, let's do a little prize picks for tonight. Is tonight Game 7? I believe it is. So why don't we start with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? So on prize picks, hold on. I'll call you back. Coach is calling me. Coach, if you're watching, I'm going to call you back in a minute. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, will he have half a point today? Bet your ass he's going to have half a point. Let's see. Yeah, half a point. That's just a generous play. So I'm going to start there. Then, here's my thing, though, with why I'm picking Indiana. I know that Halliburton's kind of hurt, and maybe they won't win because of that. But I just feel like with Shai, he kind of reminds me of like Kobe in the sense that he's a lead guard, but he's not really a point guard. Like, he'll get you 5 or 6 assists, but passing is his third or fourth option. Like, his first, second, and third option is scoring. And that's great because he's really good at it. Kobe was too. But, like, if that's your lead guard, you're going to he needs a second option who can create his own offense. With Kobe, he was always a big man. It was either Powell or Shaq. I think Shea's going to need like a big man who can create his own offense. What? And then with Halliburton, he's just like a real point guard. So he can like get everyone involved the way like Steph can get everyone involved. I don't know. I like Shea though, but he's more of like the Kobe type of player, which I wasn't the biggest fan of growing up. Chet Holmgren. How about Tyrese Halliburton? Assists with the season on the line. He's just been hurt. So I'm going to go, I guess, less on the assists. I guess I'm going to go less. It's too bad, though. But I want them to win. I'm a fan. Pascal Siakam. He's the leading scorer on this team. They're going to need him to score. Going to say more. The thing with Pascal is he kind of needs a guy to set him up, which is why it's great that he has Halliburton. Yeah, Siakam. I'm taking that. I'm going to look at the chat, see if you guys have any like helpful suggestions. Pascal Moore. What do you guys like? How about Miles Turner. Miles Turner, 12.5 points coming off a big 3-point performance. He can't do worse than that, right? We're going to say 13 for Miles Turner. I'm going to say yes. Gage Reynolds says I should go more on the Hallie assists. More on the Hallie assists, he said. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, I'll go more on that one just for you. Miles Moore, Pascal Moore. You guys are so excited about these picks. Hold on. Who else we got? Is there TJ McConnell? Who else you like? Who else you guys like? Chat. How about Jalen Williams, 22.5? What do you guys think? 1640. I feel like 22.5 is attainable for young Jalen Williams. I'm going to go more, even though I've done more for all of them, and I feel like that's not smart. So I'm doing it. This is my lineup. Shea, Tyrese, Pascal, Miles, and Jalen for tonight. All more. Shea's a free play. Tyrese, I'm taking the assists. And then everyone else points. What's going on? What happened? Oh, max 10? Okay. All right. That's fine. That's cool. $10 to win 175, obviously. No, I want to flex it. Be smart. Just be smart. Do the smart play. Submit the lineup. Download the app. Use promo code COHN. You play $5, you get $50 in lineups instantly, whether you win or lose. Thanks for calling in, everyone. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me. I guess it might be a little too late to go all in, but I don't know. I still think they could trade for Jaylen Ramsay and get a lot better. And I'd rather the Niners have Jaylen Ramsay than the Rams have Jaylen Ramsay. But we'll circle back to this later on in the year and see who was right. The bean counters or the bean spenders? Wannabe spenders.